And welcome to my Let's Play of Pokemon Black 2 and Pokemon White 2. A highly regarded duo that an awful lot of people feel weren't appreciated enough in their time. I personally consider this to be the Pokemon game with the largest amount of worthwhile content to experience. It's a staggeringly big game. I hope you're hungry. But thankfully, all of this game is a whole lot of good. You've got fantastic side activities, a huge world with tons of places to explore, a surprising amount added to the world of Unova, tons of obscure things, both old and new, the story continuation that I personally wanted the most, and actually fairly nice difficulty. It has extreme challenges tucked away if you want that, but it's just tough enough without being frustrating most of the time. There's something for everyone here. It's been a long time coming, but I think it's time we make some new memories in the world of Pokemon. Let's go! Right away, before we can start a new game, we want to go to Unova Link. We are able to import our save data from Pokemon Black or White to get more out of this game. They really took full advantage of their medium, huh? And I just so happen to have on me our previous adventure. Apparently you were able to do this over the internet, which I question if anyone ever actually did that. I guess it'd be something if you'd left for college and you could talk to your little sibling at home and tell them to transmit the data to you without having to mail it. I don't know. But it's there if you want it, cause why not? That's gonna be a big theme of things going forward. Here we are, we're all done. Memory link was successful, something has changed. Please check the memory list. We've unlocked all sorts of things right away, and if we were to click on one of them, at a Pokemon Center, a Pokemon breeder is thinking about Pokemon. No! But it gives us hints on where we can find things that have been opened. Now I believe it's time to go. Sorry to keep you waiting. Hi there. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Juniper. Everyone calls me the Pokemon Professor. Ah, finally got a shiny stone, I see. That's right, this world is widely inhabited by mysterious creatures called Pokemon. Pokemon have mysterious powers. They come in many shapes and live in many different places. We humans live happily with Pokemon. Living and working together, we complement each other. We help each other out to accomplish difficult tasks. Having Pokemon battle one another is particularly popular, and it deepens the bonds between people and Pokemon. And that is why I research Pokemon. Well, that's enough for me. Could you tell me about yourself? Are you a boy or a girl? Ah, good, I thought there was gonna be an aptitude test on how many times you just said the word Pokemon. So, we got a bit of a choice. Oh my God, what's wrong with your face? Look, her face is horrible. Let's fix that, okay. He looks pretty slick in the shadows. She did not do well with the aliasing there, okay. So, believe it or not, your gender makes a difference on a gameplay level. And not just because you might have more steps involved with using the toilet. Some Pokemon are more easily obtained based on your player character, but this doesn't come into play until quite a ways in, and I wouldn't be ultra concerned about it if I were you. I just wanted to make you aware of it because I think it's the only time this has ever had an impact on gameplay. Now, for years, some of you have asked me who I would choose on this screen. It's been a surprisingly big thing that I've been asked about quite often. A lot of people feel passionately that the girl is the coolest hero that we've ever had. And the boy is a thing that exists. I think, just this once, I actually do want to go with the girl trainer. I'm sure she's somebody's waifu, but that's not why I want to do this. When I first played Black 2 and White 2 when it was first released, I initially didn't really have a good time with it and kind of wrote it off and didn't really touch it again after a few hours. And I was playing as the boy when that happened. A year later, I picked the game back up and I tried playing as the girl, just on a whim. I'd never done that before in my life, and I ended up enjoying the game a lot more. And then when I was doing research for this, I played as the boy at first, ended up dropping the research and not coming back to it for a while because I wasn't having a good time. And then I happened to pick the girl again because of what happened before, just to see if, you know, somehow there was some sort of cosmic energy that made a difference. And I ended up finishing my research pretty quickly. So I think I'm just gonna take a hint. I just have a better time with this game when she's involved, and I don't really know why. Let's pick a name for her. You. Girl, tell me your official name. Talk or I'll tickle it out of you. Yeah, you can tickle the trainers on the naming screen. It's a fun little touch I wasn't aware of for a while. Generally, the two trainers are officially known as Nate and Rosa, but like many protagonists, have alternate official names. They are Black 2 and White 2. Why are parents in this world so bad at naming their children? Okay, well, they are also officially named Whitley and Blake in certain manga. Official name's Rosa, but what do I want to name her? Nah. I've given this a lot of thought, and I generally associate Unova with speediness and snappiness. And also, when considering the name of our last hero, I think I want to name her Blaise. I think it's a super cool name, even reminds me of Sonic a little bit. And on many levels, it's very thematic with what we're doing. Your name is Blaise? Yeah, you even got a fiery background as she's saying it. So your name is Blaise. What a wonderful name. Could you tell me a little bit about your friend, the older boy who lives nearby? Would you mind telling me his name? His name is Hugh. No, we are not naming him Mungus. So I considered a few things here. I thought maybe Tempest, maybe some name having to do with water. But ultimately, the name that I settled on, that I think is pretty fitting of his personality as well, Typhoon! And yeah, I tickled him too. Typhoon, did I get that right? Yes, you did. Blaise, I'm going to entrust you with a Pokemon. Oh, I hope I don't screw it up. I'm sure you will be great partners. The moment you choose the Pokemon that will accompany you on your journey, your story will truly begin. During your journey, you will meet many Pokemon and people with different personalities and points of view. I really hope that you learn what is important to you as a result of your travels. That's right, befriend new people and Pokemon and grow as a person. That's the most important goal of your journey. Let's go visit the world of Pokemon! Welcome to our new adventure. I actually have goosebumps seeing this intro again. I love this game. And yeah, the wait was long for me too. It's just the time wasn't really right. Boo! Come on! I was getting into the song! It felt so good to hear those first few notes again! Why, Aria Juniper? It's been far too long. What can I do for you? Wow, a Pokedex for my child. Why, that's great. I think a journey would be a wonderful experience. What now? She's already here. Oh, for Pete's sake, you never change. Once you've decided on something, you just start going. Okay, Bianca, right? A big green hat, got it. Okay, no worries. All because of one phone call or being thrown to the wolves in a matter of seconds. Blaise, I'm home. Ah, I've been a bad kid. She took my door down. Look at this. This is terrible. Do you know Professor Juniper? She's a famous Pokemon researcher. Actually, she's an old friend of mine, and she called me today for the first time in ages. This is out of the blue, but Blaise, do you want to have a Pokemon? No! What? That's a shock. I'll ask you again. Do you want a Pokemon? Fine. It's like writing the essay to your relatives to thank them for birthday presents that you never want to write. Okay, step 1 completed. Well then, do you know what a Pokedex is? Yeah, I knew you would. Isn't it amazing how it automatically records Pokemon you encounter? Yet another question. You want a Pokedex, right? No! I don't mean to be selfish, but I'd like it if you were a bit more agreeable. Having a Pokedex means traveling all around the world. Think about that for a second. I mean, I could just take like a piece of paper and write down the stuff that I see at like in times old, or just wing it. Fine, okay, step 2 completed. You baby me so much. A girl named Bianca has come here to meet you. She's Professor Juniper's assistant. I was told to simply look for a big green hat. That's right, you're gonna go look for Bianca. And then you'll get a Pokedex and a Pokemon to be your partner. Oh, your X-transceiver's in your bag, right? Do you know how to open your bag? Yeah, Mom, I'm not gonna hurt myself with a zipper again. The girl's name is Bianca. I was told you should look for a big green hat. She might be lost too because it's her first time here. Go look for her. Scatterbrain professor, the best kind. Nothing new to say? Okay. First off, I would like to, no, not over here. Yes, I want to check this Ferris wheel. It's a model of a Ferris wheel Mom bought as a souvenir. And it's a Darumaka Pokemon doll Mom received in the past. When you get knocked down, just get up again. Its eyes are not colored in, implying that she has not met a goal in her life. That's the cultural significance of Darumas, which Darumaka is based on. And I also would like to watch TV for a little bit. Let's watch Celebrity. Wow, what a great song! That was an amazing performance right now. I think the only other person who's come close to your singing in coordination with your Pokemon when you perform is Kristoff. Thank you very much. Kristoff is such an amazing performer. Performing at his level is my goal. I have to work even harder so my performances are even better. Keep watching? Nah, I don't think so. We're gonna watch TV periodically because believe it or not, it gives you quite a lot of lore on the world. Before we step outside, I wanna go into my settings before I can forget. We set our text speed to fast. That is a requirement of doing videos like this. And I'm also gonna set my battle style to set. It is the harder of the 2 difficulties. It will not tell us what our opponent's Pokemon are before we see them, thus making battles a bit more challenging. I like that. Nice, decent challenge for us. Out we go into the world. Hi, Blaise. Hey, you got a Pokemon yet? There aren't any Pokemon trainers around here, and I'm getting bored. What's that? A person named Bianca is giving you a Pokemon? Really? Blaise, if you get a Pokemon, take really, really good care of it, okay? Yeah. Okay, let's go get your Pokemon. There's something I have to do. And to do that, I need someone I can trust besides my partner Pokemon. A person I can trust. That's right, I'm talking to you. You seem like you got good instincts. You head on home. Okay, big brother. Bye-bye, Blaise. All right, let's go find that person named Bianca. Let's go. So even though we can speed up our text, there's certainly one thing we can't speed up. Our feet. Look at this! Look at this! Oh my God, we are so slow! The power of science is amazing! Now you can use communications to play with 100 people at the same time! Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there. So we move at 2 miles every 5 hours and all the NPC text is boring. Let's just go, go, go and get things on the road. Of all the days for Typhoon's baby sister to glue cement blocks to the bottoms of my shoes. Can't help it. The trainer school was just finished. No one is allowed inside until a teacher, or better said, a gym leader, starts working there. Just wanted to give you a bit of lore there. Sorry, my shoes are just too heavy. Okay. So we'll go over this way. Aspertia City lookout ahead. Unova unfolds before your eyes. I gotta walk upstairs like this? No. That's one way to get your legs in shape. Oh, I get it. The Outlook is Aspertia's most famous spot. I'll bet Bianca is up there looking at the scenery. Come on, go get your Pokemon already. Look at that. This is a game that pushes the DS to its limits. That is incredible. It just feels big right away, never mind even being a DS game. They were masters of doing this 2.5D style by now. I quite dig it. It's so pretty! Hey there, don't you agree? No? What would give you that idea? Oh, my name is Bianca! You didn't give me the chance to say no. I'm the assistant of the Pokemon professor, Professor Juniper. By the way, I'm looking for someone named Blaise. Do you know a person named Blaise? No! Oh wait, you're Blaise. Yeah, I can't know them if I am them. You picked up. You really are smart. Wow, you're exactly like what I heard. Oh, nice to meet you. I have a really important request to ask you. Will you help us complete the Pokedex? Nah, no way. I must have misheard you, right? This is a very important request. Will you help us complete the Pokedex? If I must. I got nothing better to do with the next 5 to 6 months of my life. Your support will help Professor Juniper's research move forward. Whatever happened to the last guy you had do this in the Unova region? Anyway, filling out the Pokedex is totally fun. Okay then, ta-da! And here is the Pokemon that will be your partner. It's a little weird that it isn't all part of the same scene. Aw, isn't she charming? We have 3 Pokemon to choose from. And you know what that means. It's time for us to start talking about our options. Standard for the grass type. This is probably the most challenging of the 3 to use. Right away, that's some strange stat distribution with high speed and defenses. Most Pokemon with speed are given a lot of attack power so they can score a knockout before the opponent moves. But Snivy instead wants to go first, use a buffing move at the start of a fight, then is solid enough in order to move again. I would say it excels the most in stall tactics, being able to lay down a buff or debuff immediately, then hitting them hard next time. It's pretty unique. Snivy stays the pure grass type for life, which has many weaknesses. A lot of Pokemon found in starting areas especially beat up on poor Snivy, so it would be wise to pick up a second team member pretty quickly with this one. Thankfully, it usually has at least enough bulk to take one hard hit before going down, so it's not outright useless in spite of its type. None of what I've said is outright bad. Just keep these things in mind and play around it. The big reason why I call Snivy a challenge is its moves. While it starts out okay and gets really great moves late in life, it has a pretty wide canyon of levels in its middle stage of just nothing good coming in. Even more so, I want to touch on one of the new big points for Black 2 and White 2 and how it differs from other Pokemon games. Every single Pokemon is capable of learning tons more moves not available in past games. It's pretty exciting stuff. And Pokemon have radically different uses or exciting new options not feasible in anything else you've played before. A nice way of making the sequel stand out and feel different. Unfortunately, Snivy has one of the lesser pools of new moves out of anyone, and there isn't some huge shakeup that suddenly makes it amazing. In general, I suggest it for someone who wants something a bit different from all other Pokemon or from normally slow grass types. Tepig! Firefighting 4 games in a row! It's almost like they made a Unova sequel just to spite me! Again! Anyway, so this is Tepig. Becomes, well, you know the type. Establishing this from the start, if you are the same type as the move you are using, the damage is multiplied by 1.5 times. That means we have 2 strong types that hit lots of other types well, and it gets a simply glorious attack stat, along with a still very bright special attack stat to both burn and smash through lots of targets. It's slow and has several weaknesses to watch out for, but thankfully has an abundance of HP to balance it out, so it's not gonna go down in one hit too often. Moving on from raw stats and type, I'm happy to say that Tepig fared great in having lots of fun and exciting moves available to him. I don't want to spoil everything, but know that type coverage and being able to deal in both physical and special damage well means Tepig is a pretty nice attacker. I feel Tepig is one of those Pokemon who is very useful for certain big battles, but not helpful at all in others. It's some good with some bad. I think the decision to pick Tepig boils down to whether you want a fire type and not so much a fighting type. It doesn't have super reliable fighting moves for a long, long time. The ones that can learn tend to be inconvenient in application, and I can say with confidence that there are other great fighting types available from the start of this game. How funny it all came back to saying the fighting type of it was the worst thing. Oshawott! Oshawott! His friends have got it made in the water! Rounding off the trio of tanky starters, Oshawott is a great example of an all-around Pokemon. No outstanding stats, but nothing awful either. It will use any move you give it relatively well, with only a slight preference towards special moves. It'll take hits decently, is kinda fast, and has a steady income of good moves at all times. I wasn't saying that you want to date it or anything. And is only weak to the electric and grass types, making it easy to know when to use it. What kind of water starter would it be if it didn't learn good water moves? Totodile. It gets good on both the special and physical fronts, adding in its all-around nature. But let's move on to the wacky stuff. Good ice moves are actually a realistic goal, and it can hope to reach it on these travels. Not too exciting because every water type learns ice moves. Well, how about good bug and fighting type attacks? Oshawott lacks the high highs of Snivy or Tepig, but also lacks the low lows. I consider it a nice, safe choice and would recommend it highly for beginners. Besides, it's not like he ever got picked in Playground Sports with a face like that. Make him feel loved. Or if you want to give him hope just to take it all away, this is the choice I recommend for those who box their starter because he's one of the best HM users ever. If you don't know what that is, you'll know in due time, but just trust me, it's important and you will need one. I would like to thank Wembler for drawing this adorable artwork that you've seen. There's some frankly astoundingly good art that I can't believe I get to have in my videos, and this is the first of many. Enough explaining, we got a choice to make. I have decided, as the picture implied, to go with Tepig. The adventure can now begin. Oh wow, you and Tepig are a perfect match. You're not just saying that because you canonically have a Tepig, do you? By the way, would you like to give a nickname to the Pokemon you chose? I certainly would. We got a boy Tepig, okay. So if it was a girl, I was gonna name it Sue-E, like a last initial. But I've decided to name it after a character in a book that I very much liked as a kid. Yeah, a literary reference from me. What is the world coming to? Your name is Pignaughty. I hope you have a naughty nature. Please have a naughty nature. Pignaughty, is that the nickname you want? Yes, indeedy. It's such a great name. Are you embarrassed that you're complimenting me like Baka? Here's our Pokedex. Flashy. My Pokedex can fly, can yours? You wanna know what it does? The Pokédex is a high-tech device that automatically records the Pokemon you encounter. So Professor Juniper wants you to carry this Pokédex, visit lots of places, and meet all the Pokemon of the Unova region. You say anything else before I leave? Still, that Professor Juniper. The normal thing to do is get an okay before sending someone clear out here, right? Sometimes I wonder who the real parent is, or professor in this case. Hey, how long were you planning to keep me waiting anyway? Hey, what's that? So, that's your partner, huh? That's great! My sister already said so, but take really, really good care of your Pokemon. Got it? What's that you're holding there? It's a Pokédex. Just wanted to feel useful, I guess. Please give me a Pokédex too. I want to get stronger. If I have a Pokédex, I can learn more about Pokemon. That'll make me tougher, right? Who are you again? I'm Typhoon. I'm gonna travel the Unova region with my Pokemon partner in order to search for something very important. Well, okay. I don't really get it, but going on a journey is always good. Anyway, I just happen to have another Pokédex on me. It looks like Pokemon distribution has really changed compared to 2 years ago, so the more the merrier. Are we done? Ooh, I thought of something cool. You build a Pokemon, right? Why don't you have a Pokemon battle? I keep thinking that the cutscene is going to carry on and then it doesn't. I guess Bianca's just kind of flaky like that. It's fitting. Oh, this sick song. Let's see how good a trainer you are. I'll use my Oshawott that I raised from an egg. Blaise versus Typhoon! I was kind of thinking of making his name Torrent as well, but going with a theme there, because I knew what Pokemon they would end up having too. But I thought it'd be a little hard to take that seriously. Still, it's kind of funny to think about. He will always have the Pokemon that you are weak against. He will always have conveniently have raised that one from an egg. We're gonna open up with a Tail Whip, and we're gonna smack around ugly Piplup here. Oshawott's got Tackle, which is a pretty respectable move, but you know what? So do we! Gonna hit him with Tackle. Gonna be a 3-hit KO. I won't forget the pain you just put my partner through. You're out for blood! I must put you in your place! I need you to black out before you do anything else to me! Using Tackle, I got 7 HP left, and we're gonna go in for the kill. Level 6 already! Almost level 7 too. I couldn't achieve victory for my partner. I won't let myself forget this frustration. I did not miss how hard it was to read that text with how it auto-scrolls. I didn't press A there. I lost. This is different than battling with wild Pokemon. Well, whatever. I'm happy to know you're a trainer I can count on. Cool, I'm heading off first. Get stronger. This song is so sick. It's like they hooked a synthesizer up to a guy gargling in the morning. And by that, I mean it rules. The Pokemon on both sides did their best, but this one's a little weak, so battle with it to make it stronger. Alrighty, let's go make your Pokemon better at the Pokemon Center. It's like the best place ever for Pokemon who battle and get hurt. The Pokemon Center is the same no matter where you are. Let's go inside. Okay, I'll show you around the Pokemon Center. So you talk to her to heal for free, and it's a little sad that I have to pay for healthcare, but my living bacon does not. Next, I'll explain the PC. This square thing is a PC. Any trainer is used to it. I believe you mean rectangular. You can deposit Pokemon in it. Also, you can withdraw Pokemon from it. The next thing is over here. Hey, you're calling that girl a thing? Here's a Pokemart. Here you can buy and sell many different items. The Pokeballs you use to catch Pokemon can also be bought at the Pokemart. Here, Blaise, I'll give you some Pokeballs. Next up, I'll show you how to use those Pokeballs. Follow me. Before we do anything else, I'd like to go here. Oh, well, we have 10 of these things to start off. I was gonna show that if we buy, yeah, let's just do it. Whatever, I got money. I'm gonna buy 10. And we start off by getting a Premier Ball as a bonus for buying 10 of them. It's the same as a Pokeball, just looks a little different. It's all white instead of red and white. I once knew somebody who said they couldn't date someone who doesn't buy 10 Pokeballs at the beginning of a Pokemon game, so I'm trying to learn and be better, so I'm doing it before I forget. The bottom clerk has, I guess we got mail here. You can attach messages to Pokemon so that when you trade them to people, they can read your messages. I don't particularly care all that much. What I care about far more is checking the status screen. What are you like? Let's learn. Gentle nature, oh, okay. Pigs are actually very intelligent and tidy animals. Kind of gentle in some cases. Sort of like that, you're a bit of an oddball, not always madly charging at everything. Instead, you're just considerate and care about others. That is minus defense plus special defense. Okay, that's a little interesting. And you're somewhat stubborn. I believe that means that your HP is your best stat? Let me check. No, that means that special defense is your highest IV. Every Pokemon, regardless of being the same species or nature, will have different stat growth and will inherently be better at some stats other than others. It's how your Pokemon is completely unique from everyone else's. You're just a special defense machine. That's good to know, because later on that might mean that you won't get one-shot by certain things. A cute little detail on the status screen. You can tap on Pignati, make him turn around, and make him do a little hop. Those little tricks. Pretty cute, huh? Yeah. There's some various other details to the status screen that will unlock as we go along. And then we heard about a certain Pokemon breeder in a Pokemon Center that was going to be important. Oh, you're... Thank you, my friend. Return to the peaceful life you lived before. Lord N, why are you releasing your Pokemon? I can't. I just can't keep Pokemon confined in Pokeballs. Also, if they stay with their trainers, Pokemon will battle, and they will be hurt. Even if it is for changing the world to protect Pokemon, it's too hard for me to put them through such pain. But ever since we were young, we've caught Pokemon and made them battle. That's just how the world works, isn't it? Who decided that catching Pokemon and making them battle each other is how the world works? That wasn't how things were before Pokeballs were invented. The rules that govern this world are wrong. That's true. Well, I guess I'll let my Pokemon go then. Not yet. The world hasn't changed yet. The time to free your Pokemon will be when I befriend the Unova region's legendary Dragon-type Pokemon, surpass the champion, and become the hero. Well then, I'll head to the next destination. I will separate Pokemon and people, and black and white will be clearly distinct. Only then will Pokemon become perfect beings. But then why did those Pokemon seem so sad to leave me? Blair, is it because of that trainer that my heart wavers now? Were the words of the Pokemon in Accumula Town really true? Does that mean Blair is an ideal trainer? The cries of the suffering Pokemon filling that room, the borderline between Pokemon and humans. I exist on that line. I live in the margins between everyone, so I will save them. I will change the world. And to that end, I must fight to the finish with Blair. Sorry. When I saw you, I just started talking for some reason. So, I'm guessing this guy was just simply a plasma grunt in the past. We get more insight on the story and characters from the first game, but only if we have linked our save data, already seeing returns on that. Oh, nice to meet you. You must be Bianca, right? And Blaise picked Tepig then. Looking good. Oh, I almost forgot. Here, take these. They're running shoes! Yes! They look identical to my other shoes. I guess the other ones were just really beaten up and full of holes and I didn't want to break them further. A perfect fit. I'll read the instructions for you. Hold B button to run faster than normal. That's all you need to know. Now you and Tepe can run wherever you want. We can charge on through the fields. This is from me. The town map. Why are there 2 town maps? I want you to give the other one to my big brother. That's a good idea. Even if it has a single road to the ocean, having a town map is always nice. I mean, if you use a town map, you'll know all about what the Unova region is like. Aw, you guys, just watching this makes me happy. Come on, we're headed for Route 19. I'll teach you how to catch a Pokemon. Bon voyage! Take Tepic and go see many different Pokemon and people with your own eyes. I have a question. Something just occurred to me right now. If we were to say, open up our key items pocket, we got our cross transceiver here, allowing for 4-way calls. Can I call my mom right now? I can! Oh, you sound full of energy. What do you need, dear? Oh, the echo is terrible. Espertia City? What, you're in Espertia? Then you should come home, to your own house. But you're not even there. The first thing you need to do is gain a Pokemon's trust is walk with them. By doing that, they will come to know a lot about you. Indeed, she is right. That is a mechanic. Pokemon will grow happier with you the more you walk with them. One of many ways of raising that. Gosh, I am so sorry. Hearing your own voice as an echo in a call is terrible. Before heading out, I would like to, which turn scroll, hurry up and open. I want to go to our rival's house. Now, his default name is Hugh, and I said that you get a little bit more character inside by going to his house. And in my notes, I wrote, don't get used to it. Hey there, Blaise. Look at that, you got a Pokemon with you. Oh, actually, is this Hugh's house? I don't think this is Hugh's house. Oh, well. What I kind of like is how we start out in a big city. You don't typically see this in Pokemon games. Yet another way that Gen 5 is something of a departure from the ones that came before it. Was that it? I'm struggling to remember which one is actually the rival's house. To be honest, I don't know if I want my son to go to jail. I mean, his goal is, but there's no parent who doesn't wish for his or her child to grow. So I'm not seeing eye to eye. Blaise, if Typhoon loses his way on the path, or in life really, please help him, won't you? He's the kind of person who, well, who lets rage build inside him. I don't know if you want me to be his guiding light. My mom took down my door. Oh, wow. That is a cool ass room. We could see the map of the Unova region, or we could always pull out our full town map and see how much this place has grown. We're starting off in a whole other, like, peninsula that wasn't in the last one, and there's so much added. This is all new, and that too, and this over here. We're gonna have so much to do and see. Now then, there's one other stop right on the way out of town. I want to go into this house and go on up to the 2nd floor. No, don't dodge me. It's the worst when you're looking for the Pokemon, you find the Pokemon you're looking for and you don't have any Pokeballs. I would definitely won't have that problem. Going to the next town was a big adventure when I was a kid. Oh yeah, here. I want to give you something I used to always take with me back then. Now, no, where is it? I'll look for it, sorry. Oh no, do you, how many times do I have to talk to you before you give this to me? I guess we'll be back. I left and came back and did all that stuff that you do in video games and none of it was enough. Okay, no more starting town. Off we go. I'm going to screech right through the soles of these new shoes before you know it with all of these roadblocks. Oh? You're with Tepig. Okay, this is a going away gift. Don't be shy, take it. Kids these days. Back in my day, I had to find a guy on the first route and talk to him to get the potion. How will kids these days know to be social? I tell ya, all this is ruining youth. I'm gonna read news and information about the city displayed on the electronic bulletin board on the wall. We step there. The flowers blooming all over Espertia City fill it with a sweet scent. Thanks, very insightful. Let's go beat up some animals and get stronger from it! Ah! Come on, this way! This kind of reminds me of that day on Route 1. Okay, here's how it works. The Pokédex's pages fill up automatically when you meet Pokemon. And when you catch a Pokemon, more detailed information on it is added to the Pokédex. Here, I'll show you how to catch a Pokemon, starting now. Bianca, I got this. I'll teach him how to catch a Pokemon. Well, every Pokemon is a species that has its own catch rate, which will be noted in every bio, and then every ball has its multiplier. But you don't multiply those two together. You see, we go 3 times max HP minus 2 times current HP, then multiply the result by 4,096 times how many Pokemon are registered in the Pokedex, only if the battle is taking place in dark grass, times the species catch rate times ball multiplier, then divide the product by 3 times max HP, then multiply the quotient by 2.5 for sleep or freeze, and 1.5 for all banner statuses, times past power result rounded down. Good. Now that we're on the same page, checks in the mail, Corvame. What a relief, I got a Pokemon. Oh, right, I'll go over the important stuff. First, go find a healthy Pokemon to catch. You need to remember this next bit. It is best to lower the Pokemon's HP before you try to catch it. Use your Pokemon's moves to lower the HP of the Pokemon you want to catch, making it fall asleep, or paralyzing it will make it even easier to catch. Well, yeah, that's basically what I just said, if you're a simpleton. Continue straight this way to get to Flockacy Town. Bye now, meet lots of Pokemon and catch lots of them, okay? My friends, there comes a time in every kid's life when they touch grass, and your life changes forever. It's pretty horrifying. Wild animals jump out at you and then they fight you to the death. Starting this off, I remember being downright impressed by just how different everything was. This route is not in the first game, nor was the first town, nor is the town we're going to. So, we only got one Pokemon, and we're not the highest level in the world. There's only one thing to do. Grind for 97 hours to be the first person to hit level 100 in this grass. Or at least train up a little bit so that we're not horribly weak. Wait, oh, we learned Ember. That's our first fire type move. I said that fire type moves will do more damage though, so that's good. We also got some new Pokemon on this route to meet. As when we get to any route, we will be going over all of the new Pokemon and what exactly you would be getting if you added it to your team. Our first wild Pokemon, Patrat! This is one of those Pokemon that's good for one specific purpose and then ditchable unless you want a challenge. Its attack stat is pretty decent for now. Tackle is 50 power and it will always know it when caught. It's reliable damage. In the teens, Patrat learns Crunch and Hypnosis, which are certainly not moves you'll find in many places at those levels. If you just have to have it, it's at least able to put stuff to sleep. Soon after evolving, it gets the rare Super Fang, a priceless move that takes away half of the opponent's remaining HP. Surprisingly, it actually does learn a lot of good moves from all over the place. Patrat here sure sounds good, right? Well, the trouble is that it's extremely outclassed when thinking about the bigger picture. When fully evolved, it has low stats compared to pretty much anything else. There's plenty of stronger normal types, and lots of normal types learn a wide array of moves. Between Super Fang, Hypnosis, and low stats, this is a good Pokemon for catching other Pokemon with, but not good at actually battling. If you absolutely must pick it up, make sure its ability is Keen Eye. Runaway has no use in trainer battles and turns into Illuminate, which doubles your wild encounter rate for 0 benefit. With that, we move on to Purloin. It's fast. That's the most true thing about it. The biggest problem is that it's not much else and it doesn't really do a lot with that speed. But wait, it has just 5 attack points less than Patrat, and I said that was passable early on, right? Purloin has a downright wimpy move pool during those same levels. It uses Scratch instead of Tackle, it doesn't get the same type of attack bonus from its normal type moves. It doesn't see a single use out of being Dark type for so many levels. We're not even fighting a lot of Pokemon that it would be able to resist as a Dark type for a long time. And even then, its moves are still pretty low power even when it does get use out of its type. Speaking of evolution, those stats are not great. It does pretty average damage, and that frailty doesn't take hits for beans. It's so frail, in fact, that I don't even think the buffing moves it learns are worth the gamble unless you know your opponent is backed into a corner. Fake Out is a must for Purloin, since it allows it to get in some mild damage that always causes the opponent to flinch on the first turn of battle. This, followed up with a fast attack next turn, helps bridge damage gaps that allows it to win before getting whacked itself. Thankfully, you can look forward to learning Dark Pulse in the not too distant future, with getting it some good use out of that special attack stat, but I feel like I'm stretching to say anything nice. I hate to say it, but our first real route kinda sucks. During that, I got all the way up to level 8. Only 92 more to go, guys. Encounter rates are so friggin' high. If you are running as opposed to walking, encounter rates are more common. It's the speedrunner's dichotomy. Do you go faster, knowing that you have a theoretical better time? Or do you go with the lower probability of not getting encounters, thus probably saving even more time, but knowing that you are missing out on potential time saves? Ooh. Here we are, end of the route. You there, trainer! My name is Alder. I'm a trainer with a keen interest in the world. One of my goals is to tell people about how wonderful it is to walk toward the future with Pokemon. Oh, my knee! And you are... So, you're Blaise from Aspertius City. Your Tepig is a fine-looking Pokemon, but you're not exactly a seasoned trainer yet. Indeed, I'll train you a little. Follow me. The other day my foot wouldn't stop cracking, so I feel you a lot. Oh, that's right, Blaise, are you and your Pokemon well? Your Pokemon are always doing their best for you, the trainer, so you must always be kind to them. My house is just a little farther. Stop by the Pokemon Center first to be like, I certainly would like. So I will. Now that we're all healed up, we'll follow him. It's an old clock tower. Can I get a better look at it, maybe? I really want to show this. Yeah, that's beautiful. Just so old-timey looking, and just looks like such a peaceful place to retire. That's what I'd do if I was former champion. Hey, this way, shall we start training? By the way, why are you holding 2 town maps? Oh ho, it's your friend's town map, is it? Your friend is the one with the Oshawott, isn't he? It just so happens he was training his Pokemon on Route 20. Well, if that's the case, you should go give him the town map first, and I'll go get some ointment. Just follow this road, it goes to Route 20. We have our next objective. We've arrived in a brand new town that we've presumably never been to before because the guard keeps us in lockdown unless we have a Pokemon with us. So, we're gonna end things there. Next time on Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, we explore Flockacy Town and catch up with the Blue Typhoon. See you guys then.